cushion in terms of financial difficulties.
Yes.
For example, when you are saving, when I just gotten married, I talked to my mother. I'm like, how am I going to survive through this? Because before you know it, there's someone that is falling sick. You have to take, and she just simply told me one thing: have an emergency fund. As you do everything you're doing, make sure there is some money that is there as emergency, because it cushions you when you get difficulties. You don't have to make a call to so and so, because you may call them and they also don't have the what? The money.
Yes.
Are you going to let the person die because you do not have the money? So savings have the power to give you some dignity in regard to your finances, because I don't have to make a call. I already have what God has blessed me with. The remnant of it can save me. And it minimizes the beggar mentality. You know, when you are begging all the time, there is a way you are undermined in the long run. So as Christians, Christ died for us to give us life more abundantly. And that also involves the dignity of ourselves, because you shouldn't be the one that is on the streets all the time asking for people, some 10K, some 20K, some 30K. Okay, I'm not saying people should not ask for help. I'm only saying that if you build the culture of saving, it minimizes how much you ask for what? For help.
For help.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you so much for that clear understanding. Does that make me different from someone who is like, how does saving make me different from someone who gets all his money and spending and paying bills? Like, how? Okay, just less than 1 minute. I want you to just help our viewers and our church members, just probably who could have faced challenges of savings. How should one begin? I'm getting 100. How much should I save, and how should I save it? In just 1 minute.
Thank you. Now, when you look at saving, most people want to say you save when you have much. Or when you come to the books of economics, they tell you that you should be saving 20% of your income. Now, economics is speaking from a rational point of view. But now, we as human beings are so irrational with money, because when you get the money, there are very many emotions that come along with that cash.
And to me,
as a Christian, you're going to
Adventist.
Yes, you're going to have to deal with the irrational thoughts that come along with the money you are getting, and shape them so that you have something to save. So how do I advise people to save? Or how do I try to practice this saving?
Yes, as a Christian, and to our viewers there.
I always tell myself, it depends how much I'm getting. That's one. Okay. If I'm getting a lot of money, my budget, I have to make sure it is still maintained in the same frames, and I increase my saving. When you are getting more, save more. When you are getting less, save less. I'm not going to go into the prescriptive ways of 10%, 20%, 30%, because all that is on rational grounds. But I can only say what you earn dictates how much you're going to save. Now, secondly, I always tell myself, which goals do I have? Because saving has to be fun. If you're a beginner saver, it is always important to start with short-term goals, because there is that feeling whereby you have achieved what you are saving for, and then it gives you the compulsion to continue doing what? Saving. You don't be a beginner saver and then you start by saving for long-term what? Goal. I don't know that you're getting me there.
Yes.
So I always say when I'm starting to learn a little bit about saving, I was simply told, start with what you can easily achieve. Start with a simple thing. As you keep doing this, it is going to give you the momentum to keep on what? Aspiring big. Yeah. So when you are doing short-term saving, myself, after some time, I learned that I have to be aggressive. My budget does not dictate my saving when I'm doing short-term goals. But my saving dictates my budget. Because I have to be aggressive. I have to make sure that I get what I want to get in that short term as soon as possible.
Yes.
I don't get the point.
Yes.
So even if it means that I have to starve out a bit and cut off a few things, I'll do it, because I know it's a short term thing. Very soon I'll go back to my normal flow of my budget. But when I'm doing long term saving, I take it as a marathon, not a sprint.
Could you help us differentiate between a short-term saving and then a long-term saving? Time is against us, but just briefly.
Time is gone. Yeah. So I would only say that short-term goals, for example, you can have goals quarterly. Yeah. Like every quarter, I want to have achieved this. Yeah. Then you save towards that. Or you say, in this year, I'm going to have 2 quarters, and I have to achieve something of this magnitude. So that dictates on how you are going to even budget. Some of us want to first budget, then the balance of it is what we save. But when you have to go somewhere, you're going to have to save, and the remnant has to fill the budget. Because as I always look at myself, if I do not aggressively save, much of what I'm looking for does not come to pass. Because you end up seeing problems coming, even what you have saved, you end up using it on the problems that have come along the way. But if you do it aggressively, you're going to see that you are hitting the target and you are moving in front, or you are going ahead, and that gives you the morale to keep saving. Because as I said, it has to be fun. But long-term goals, for example, I want to start a school, I want to build my home, I want to own a home. Those are long-term goals. You don't get them in a sprint unless your income is a bit big. But I'm not talking about people that are earning in lots of millions. I'm looking at people that are earning, for example, not less than 10 millions. If you're chasing such a dream, you're going to have to make it as a marathon. You take it one day at a time. You keep that consistency as you look towards that goal. And to me, I am sure at the end of the day, with the consistency, that house comes, that school comes, that company comes, and your life is changed in the long run.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, our viewers, church members. I actually wanted to go deeper into nitty-gritties. I wanted him to break down for a lay salary earner like me, but because of time, I will not go deeper in that. I will find time and we talk about this. So we would allow a session of questions, but time is against us. We promise some other time, or when you meet us, we can actually have a short discussion. So members, saving is very powerful, as our discussant has expounded. It's very important to save for both short and long term. And savings, we have also realized it is biblical. It's not something that is generated from nowhere. So it's really very important for a Christian to save as we sojourn in this world. So thank you so much, our discussants. Thank you so much for such a very informative discussion. Allow me close the session with a word of prayer. Yes, Father, our loving Father in heaven, thank you so much for such an important discussion that you have even brought it to your house. May you teach each one of us to save. You have also realized that saving is biblical and it has power in reverence to your will. As we go for yet another session, Father, I ask you to kindly be in our midst. In Jesus' name I pray.